Hi, Ranjit. Nice to meet
Hi,
you
Saloni.
again. Hi. I'm so happy to come back to this conversation of thriving and not surviving as a coach. So tell me, where do you want to start today?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions to ask Saloni, to be very honest. So the first one, see, when I hear this word thriving, it feels very expansive, correct? It feels very expansive when I hear this word thriving. But when from my journey, because I started with my coaching journey right now, what I've realized and felt and experienced, Saloni, is that I have seen multiple instances wherein I have started the journey with a very narrow mind, correct? Very narrow mind. And why I say narrow mind is like when I stepped into coaching full time, questions like how many clients I have, you're getting it, how many clients I have, how many people I have in my network, correct? These are all things which comes as a question, and not only comes as a question, but it also starts defining you as a coach. So in for me, like it starts defining you as a coach as correct. So for someone who is stepping into this coaching journey and navigating through that, so my question to you is, what would you advise them? What would you recommend for someone who is going through this phase of coaching journey?
That's such a beautiful question, really, Ranjit, because every single coach goes through it. Because I've gone through it, people I've worked with, they are going through it. So I feel all coaches go through it, especially when we're starting to, establish our coaching practice. It is very natural, but natural that we want to know, okay, whether I'm going to get clients, how many clients, how much should I charge, and all these things is very natural to come to our mind. So we all know this is a survival mindset, right? Because I really want to, I have a feeling that I want to have certain number of clients, a certain, amount coming in my bank account. And sometimes people have left job. As you know, I just resigned from my job without a single client in my hand and just started like, okay, where do I get my first client? And no clue. So it can be overwhelming, it can be stressful, and it can put people into a scarcity mindset as well, like, okay, I don't have clients. Now it's a very tricky situation, because if I ask someone they who don't have clients, they would say, yes, I don't have clients. That's the truth. Now how do you go from a place of I don't have clients, I want clients, yet I can tap into the abundance that I am? So it's a very simple thing to understand that when you come from an energy of I need this, think of simple like a situation that when in any relationship of yours, let's take a relationship because we all are emotional beings, right? When you from your partner, from your child, from your parent, the moment you start to feel I need this, even after they give it to you, how do you feel? Just take a moment to really feel that. Whenever you feel something, I really, really need this, I really need this, and I don't have it. Let's say love, care, a basic human need. We all human beings need love and care. But if I feel I don't have enough love and care in my life, and that's why I need it, it will be a very different equation. It will be a very different way of living in this world versus when I believe there is love, care in abundance. Yeah, maybe right now, maybe somebody doesn't have a good relationship, let's say with their parent or with somebody they were looking for love from. Maybe it's not coming from there, but the truth is abundance is there. There is somebody must be loving them, somebody must be taking care of them. And at the end of the day, if there's literally nobody, which is very rare, you yourself are the one who can give yourself love and care in that moment. So the very first thing is to look at abundance in the form of not just money. Most of the time people think their self-worth is attached. It's a much deeper issue, Ranjit, than just, a mindset. It's a deeper issue of self-worth. And I have gone through it myself when my self-worth was, okay, how many clients I have. That did kind of that determine, like, am I a successful coach or not? How much money is coming in my bank account? Very unconsciously that happens. I was not thinking this consciously, but I was actually, measuring my success through that only. So it's like a take a step back and see that success is not just one directional. It is rather holistic. Am I true to my purpose? Am I, if I'm speaking to one person, is that one person is uplifted in my company? Am I giving a good service? Am I able to come from a place of connected to source within and able to live, the reason I became a coach? Am I able to live that purpose every single day? I would say I'm pretty much successful then. So start there where you are already abundant, where you are already successful. Once you start to feel that I'm successful, and I realize like this is something one of my mentors said to me, that ask yourself this question often, that if today is the last day of your life, would you be doing exactly what you're doing? And literally, I used to ask this when I was not earning enough money, when I didn't have many clients, and the answer would always come yes. Even if it's the last day of my life, even if I'm not earning money, and as in society's criteria, I'm not successful, will I still be coaching? The answer was yes. And that made me instantly feel, so fulfilled, whole, and successful. So first, it's the inner work. Do this inner work if you need to do. If you need to take a help of a mentor, healer, even healing helps in this, energy healing, or coach, take help of someone if so that you can feel this fulfilled and abundant in yourself. And then you think from this space now, I'm already successful in being present, in being a good mother, father, or a loving in my relationship, a loving coach. Whoever comes in my presence, I'm being the person I'm going to be. From here, now when you look for clients, you will feel a shift. You will feel, I don't need it. I rather come from a place of I want to give my gift. So be a giver rather than be a person who is needy. Because they say that need is actually very repulsive, right? Have you noticed if somebody comes to you and says, oh, please give me this. I really want you to give me this. You will just feel like I will give you when I feel like. Like even if somebody comes and says, "Oh, just right now I want you to give me a hug," you might not feel like, you might not be in a state of mind or being in that moment how you're feeling, but you might be feeling very loving some other time and you want
Mhm.
to, really show your love and care. So it's about moving from I need it, which means I lack it, to I have a gift, a beautiful gift of coaching. I'm evolving in my coaching journey, and I want to give this gift to someone who is ready for me. And when we come
Mhm.
from this space, might seem like a very subtle shift. It's a huge shift in energy. People feel it. So when you are with the prospect in a, whether it's a connection call, discovery call, could be simple networking meeting, people sense your energy, that you have energy of giving, loving, serving, you're empathic, and people want to come to you naturally. They will say things like, I feel good in your company, and that's very important as a coach.
Mhm.
Does it answer your question, Ranjit? It
Yeah,
helps.
yes. So what I hear is like instead of starting on a desperate note, on a needy note, what I hear is like start with a space where you are already complete, which is the purpose, what has brought you to coaching. Start from that space, and from that space, try to evolve into everything that you want to step into, because that's space of fullness and completeness, which will give you move you out from that neediness part of self. Correct. That's what I hear.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I'm talking about is rather than having a survival mindset. So this is survival
Mm,
mindset. I need it, I lack it, because I don't have it, I have to do something to have it. This all, whenever and how will you recognize you're in survival mindset? Very, very simple, Ranjit. Like the moment you notice that your day start with, I should be doing this, or I have to do this, or I have to have some conversations in my calendar so that I can have some client. I have to go on social media and write a post so that I can get this. Whenever it comes from a space of I should, I have to, I need to do this, it's coming from a survival space. Versus you get up in the morning and you're energized, because you know what? I tell coaches, trust me, if you don't get clients for few days, it's not that your family won't get food. So a lot of pressure and stress has been built on us because of conditioning, and society has created it. The truth is, the people, if somebody has left a job, it's not that literally they don't have food on the table or they don't have somewhere to live. Our survival is already taken care of. Trust that. And if you don't, you just check. You can check your bank account and see, okay, if I don't get a single client for 1 year, will I be able to survive? Will I be able to give food to my children if you have children? Take that into account. If you don't have that, rather I would say that then take a side job. Maybe don't leave your job yet till you have enough savings where at least for a year you're comfortable and you don't come from a needy and desperate space, because otherwise your energy is going to be survival energy. Now what happens with that energy, I'll tell you. You might even get clients, but I have gone through that in the beginning of my coaching when I would say yes to every client. Not the right clients come to you. Clients might come who don't want to pay, who want to negotiate, who even don't take actions, who might not understand what coaching is not fully committed. Again, these are not like very happy ideal scenarios for a coach, especially who is a beginner. We would love to have people who love our energy, who respect us, trust coaching, committed, want to take action. Because with every client, with every transformation you create, your confidence goes up and your energy start to thrive. You're like, yes, I'm creating a difference. Imagine that when first client you create a difference, you feel, you're elevated in consciousness. You are feeling like you're moving already higher, in this ladder, and you feel like, yes, I'm doing something good. That fuels, because you need some life force to fuel your purpose. If you have a purpose but nothing is coming out of it, we start to feel depleted, isn't it? So we want the right
Hmm.
energy, right?
So, thank, thanks for this, Saloni, which brings me to another question while you were asking. See, throughout our life, the way I have seen or conditioned, and I see many of us has been conditioned is through the physicality of existence. And what I mean by that is, if I have this physically with me, if I have a car, if I have a house, if I have a client, correct, or if I have this much amount of money, that in many way defines the happiness and all that thing, correct, in many ways that reflects on the happiness and that gives us the happiness. But what I'm hearing you say is that connect to the spaces within you, connect to those happiness, connect to that feeling of trust and within you. I think it's more that you're, the more I understand is like you're telling that there is a resourcefulness within you, connect to that and feel that while you're serving to your clients, and through that grow more and more as we evolve. So what I want to understand is like, for someone who has been conditioned in this physicality mindset, like what I want to know, like how they can shift into the way you are experiencing it, the journey, or the way you are just sharing your own journey and how you experience it.
Wonderful, wonderful question, Ranjit. And I remember a client asked me this question. Okay. So, this client used to tell me that I really want to achieve this certain goal. This was a financial goal, and then I'm going to be happy. And I asked her, like, what if you feel happy first? And you are already working towards that goal. It's some promotion she was working with. And she asked me, she said, how can I be happy? How can I be happy if my goal is not achieved? And I asked her simply, so basically, you are putting a limitation. Where is this limitation coming from? You are putting a limitation that I cannot feel happy till the time I achieve this goal, because she wanted to be at a certain level in her career and want to buy a house. And she was putting like, only when I have achieved that level, only when I bought my house, then I will be happy. And she was so stuck, like, how can I? She was not able to sense it at all. That how can I actually be happy without my goals being achieved? And also, will I still keep going in the direction of my goals? So this is what I worked with her. First thing I told her that the question, notice where is this question coming from. It's very important to notice the space from where the question comes from, right? And this question comes from egoistic mind. Ego mind means the conditioned mind. Conditioned mind means the child has been taught when they're in school, if you get this much marks, teacher is gonna be happy, mama papa is gonna be happy, everybody's gonna be proud of you. And the child is conditioned now, if I'm not a good child, which means I listen to everyone, I'm quiet, I don't make mischiefs, I get good marks, then then only everybody's happy with me, which means then I'm enough, then I'm good enough, and I can be also happy with myself. So the conditioning is so deep. It has been ingrained in us literally when we were just 4 or 5 year age, when we had no cognitive power to understand or make any other different meaning than this, right, which has been told. So it can't be done with mind. We need to drop from our mind to our heart and body. So simply, I started working with her on different practices. You can choose any of the practices you like. Simply, practices like sitting in stillness, sitting with a tree, hug a tree, sit with a tree, walk on grass daily. Some practices daily doesn't take a long time. It can be just 5 minutes you're walking on grass, then you're just sitting 5 minutes there, just being with yourself, being with the expansion of the grass. Look at the sky. I do that almost every morning. I go out. I'm very lucky to have a beautiful garden in my society. And when I look up, instantly there is a feeling of expansiveness and abundance. And I don't think any kind of bank balance can give that kind of infinite abundance feeling, which just connecting with the sky can give you. But one has to experience it. Do not believe it because I'm saying or any other coach, teacher, or guru is saying it. Experience it for yourself. Simple practices like mindfulness, like you're drinking your tea, really being present with fully with your tea, coffee, and mindful breathing, yoga, pranayam, a lot of different exercises, tools are there. Practice any of them at least I say for, if possible, 3 months, but at least for 1 month. Usually within a month, rather within a week, people come back and say, I'm feeling a shift. The more and more we start to connect with, ground, with sky, with nature, with ourselves, the question will start to come from our heart. How? Maybe one day you're walking on grass and you see a little child playing, or you are feeling very grounded. You just smile and you feel happy as if everything is okay in our lives. And I'm sure you have a glimpse of that, Ranjit. When no
Yeah.
matter you have clients, no matter what is going on in your life, but a glimpse is there that, all is okay. I'm taken care of. Have you ever felt that?
Yeah, yeah. Many times it happens, but what generally happens is you you rush through that.
So slow down. Slow
Yeah,
down. At least, I mean, I spend minimum 2 hours with myself in every morning. But even on busy days, if there's something happening, somebody's unwell, somebody's in the hospital, whatever is going on, or an event is happening, still at least few minutes every single morning, I just don't want my to start my morning without having that time with myself and the source with me. I highly recommend start with this kind of practice and see for yourself when you slow down, when you connect with yourself, and you start to tap into that happiness that you already are. When you become happy and then you start to, align yourself with your goals, now you're moving already out of survival game. Now you're already thriving because you're already happy. Understand what will happen when you get the clients? I ask people, they said, oh, I'm going to be very happy. What will happen if you have exactly the number in your bank that you want, the money coming? Oh, I'll be happy. Now if you're already happy, you can still do that, but you are not doing it because I will be happy when I achieve it. And the equation which changes is now the energy is completely different. Now I don't want to get clients because I lack clients and I lack happiness. And when I get the clients, I'll be happy. Rather, I'm already happy. I feel abundance because in my life, I have maybe food, water, grass, sky, friends, people who love me, and my own gift of coaching. And from this space of I'm already thriving, I am working towards my goal of establishing my business and coaching. This is different.
yeah.
You
No, I
understand?
think yeah, it answers, and it also, because a few of the things which I practice, I also experience in similar way. Like if you be with that feeling, if you be with that expansiveness, happiness, uh, in many ways, your energy shifts, no doubt about it. But all those thoughts, neediness that comes in, it slowly starts dropping, because the energy is shifting, a level of consciousness is growing. All that neediness and all that kind of thoughts associated with it, I believe it starts dropping. Correct? It starts dropping, and you feel more open in the way you want to engage with life or engage with your profession, rather than feel constrained in it. Does it make sense? What I
Absolutely, absolutely, Ranjit. And one more point I would add, you beautifully described it in this expansion, this neediness, this, ego thoughts, fearful thoughts, doubtful thoughts, they start to drop. Yet the thoughts will come back. Be aware, it will come back. So, for example, you go on social media, you see somebody else doing something you wanted to do, and you might feel, oh, I'm not doing enough, or I'm not doing this, or they have this, and I don't have that. Comparison might start, or you did something, maybe you sent a proposal and it wasn't accepted, or something like that. The thoughts will come back, and it's okay. You just need to have this, a little heightened awareness where you can observe, okay, those conditioned thoughts, that neediness, that lack is coming back again. Just take one moment to anchor yourself. Just feel it. Okay, I can sense. I'm feeling it here, the lack. Feel the lack. Allow yourself to feel the lack. I'm feeling it here. And whatever you're feeling, if you breathe into it, any feeling you breathe into it, it will start to dissipate. Or you can go back to an time when you were feeling, this expansion in your being. Connect with that source within,
Mm,
the infiniteness within. You'll come back to your own being. So take action from that space. So I tell
mm,
people, if you really want to thrive, anything you do for your coaching business or any business for that matter you are in, before you take any action, notice the energy. Where is it coming from? Is it coming from a needy energy, lack energy?
mm.
Or is it coming from a thriving, abundant energy? Because I'm so happy and thriving and I want to share my happiness with you. That's why I'm sending this proposal. Or I really need your business. That's why I'm sending this. Shift that. Take 5 minutes. Sit with yourself. Sit in stillness. It will come to you. It's like that butterfly. When you sit still, it's already there. Happiness and this feeling is already there. So take that time. Don't rush through it. We all know rushing doesn't help, even though the world will tell you to hustle and go after your goals and do this, do that. But yeah, you can test for yourself what happened when we hustle, a lot of stress, anxiety, all this happens. Versus when we slow down, actually more get done because the energy is so beautiful.
Yeah. So that brings me one question, Saloni, is like, because we do things for happiness, correctly, or whatever, like we do for gaining someone's love or happiness and those kind of things. And you said, like, when you operate from within, when you are accessing your inner self and being with it, fully present to it as a loving presence, you feel that happiness without doing anything. So my question to you is, when you're getting happiness without doing anything, do you end up not doing anything?
I knew it's coming, Ranjit. I knew that you would ask this question, and it's a very valid question. Let me actually warn you, it can happen. It can happen for some people, but usually it doesn't stay for long. It's just if it's happening for one day, you are in such a la la land, you are so happy and blissful, and you're so peaceful, you're like, oh, I don't need to do anything. It's okay, let it be. One day is okay, just to relax. But the truth is, when you're so happy, and you're not thinking of yourself, it's also like your purpose is bigger than you. Then you realize that I'm not doing coaching for me. Actually, that's where the real magic will happen, Ranjit. This is the day we recognize I'm not doing this coaching business for me. I'm doing it for those people who, when meet Saloni, when they meet Ranjit, oh my God, something they want to transform in their life and they're waiting for me. That puts me into action. That puts me into action. I remember my mentor used to tell me, you are doing a disservice if you're not going out and telling people because you are talented and you have so much to give. If I'm not giving that gift, oh my God, I'm depriving people of the joy and happiness. Think like this. We are having this conversation. I believe somebody somewhere might listen to this, a coach who might benefit from it. So if we don't do it, this is an action we are taking right now. There's a real, example. we will be doing a disservice to that person who would benefit from this conversation, isn't it? So that drive to contribute to others, the drive to, do something for others is much bigger than, oh, I want clients because I want to be happy and satisfied in life. Now it's about, I am already happy, I'm abundant, I'm very blissful, and I want to share this with other people because, for how long you want to just live alone in your la la land, happy, happy, happy. We are not monks, we are not yogis living on Himalayas. That might be different, but we are very much social and we want to share our gifts. And there is so much joy, isn't it, in sharing your gift? I mean, I love, I'm sure as a coach, we all love to share our gifts. That's the reason I love to do, like sessions like this, even training sessions. Even being a coach, I've done a lot of facilitation and training. The only reason being because I love it so much. It's such a joy to sit in a group and, just to bring so much aliveness in a group where the whole group is now energized by your energy and we are feeding to, each other's soul. We are nourishing each other. So this joy of contribution will propel you. That's my answer.
So you're
What
saying,
do you think?
uh,
What do you think? Let me ask you.
no, I think what I feel is like only when you reach in that stage where you're feeling happiness uh, for no real reason, correct? You're feeling no happiness for no real reason. I feel that's when you will truly see your purpose, correct? You can fully see your purpose. Else, you are seeing the purpose from some blinkered view. Uh, Correct. You're seeing it through wanting of something or needing of something. But when you're fully happy, like you're fully happy already, and now when you look into your purpose, you're really looking at it without any association, but in a full open view, you're looking into it.
What a beautiful distinction, Ranjit. Beautiful distinction. I love this. Yes. Like imagine your purpose become like it's like oneness. It's like
Hmm,
literally you are the universe now and you're creating, you're just expressing your truth now. Now it's not like even that's where I truly feel that thriving become effortless.
hmm,
A lot of time I find it, words become very short in describing when people ask me. I've written a lot about, effortless thriving, but this is true when our purpose become like such oneness, because it's not because it will make me happy, make me successful. It's like that's why I'm here. It's like one with this whole universe. There's a belonging that I belong to you and you belong to me. The whole we as human beings, we belong to each other. This whole world, is one. That oneness and that oneness with the purpose, it just drives you and so much bigger than one person it is, isn't it? Yeah, and every action is
because
effortless.
yeah, now I really understand what you mean by surviving and thriving. Surviving, what I understand is something like being a coach. You're limiting yourself, correct? You're somewhere limiting your possibilities by just limiting yourself for being a coach. But and that is survival. Or you say like, I want X number of clients. You are again limiting yourself because you're trying to survive to a certain defined limit. But thriving means there is a full expanse of possibilities that are available to you, which you get into when you engage with yourself fully. And I think tapping into that full resourcefulness and expansiveness of opportunities that are available, which is beyond our recognition, we even don't know it.
Yes, yes,
Correct? We even don't know it. And that's the beauty of it. When you say thriving, now I understand. Like there's so much more which even we don't know it. It's just a matter of stepping into it, making ourselves available to all the doors that are opening, correct? Instead of defining the doors ourselves, which is more like a surviving mindset.
you got it. You got it
Yeah.
totally. I give this example so many times because I think this was something that really made me feel like, oh my God, this is how miracle happens. So after my first Vipassana course, for literally for 3 months, I was like literally cut off. It was 2017 January when I did. And I was like literally in so much bliss and peace. It was like totally life changing for me. I just didn't even want to go out for some time. It was okay. I just knew that I just need to tend to myself, what my heart, my soul is wanting. And the day, Ranjit, I literally, the day I set an intention, okay, now I'm ready to go out, go back to some clients I had, very few clients I had, and work. In these 2 3 months, I had not gone out physically networking or on social media, anything. The same day, I don't remember now how many calls. I was getting calls from all over the world. Yes, not India. I got call from Norway, and I'm like, how come a lady sitting in Norway is calling me? It just was not, I was not able to comprehend what is happening. I was not able to even understand what's going on. How could she read something which I had written years back, connect with that, contact me, find my number and contact me? And similar experiences kept happening in that month. And later on, only I understood, like, okay, this was to do something. The way my energy was shifting, there was something magical was really happening there. Of course, I was open, I was having an intention, I want to work, I want to just, I had this huge desire. Now I want to work. Now I've taken good amount of time, just I was just meditating, that's all, being with myself, really in a very blissful state. And I was just, wow, like, I want to work now. And wanted to go back to my coaching work. And it was just amazing. And this has happened after that so many times. Whenever I go on a break, for example, complete digital break, just completely being with myself on a retreat, I write this about this a lot of time, that every time I come, like, my business is doubling because so many people just wants to connect with me. What I realized is that what I was doing in that time was I was connecting so deeply with the source within me. So this work I feel is so important, and so underrated. Nobody's actually talking about it in the business world, that connection with self, connection with, higher energies, higher power, the universe. All this is so important. And yes, of course, action is important, but let the action come from that space. That's what
Space.
we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's clearly it it makes sense now. Like the action is so important there because that's what it allows you to open more frontiers which are available for you, correct? The more you take actions, more you get access to the opportunities that are available there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I don't say that, okay, you just keep sitting in a room and meditating and people will. Of course, I had written something which she read. So it might, but the thing was, it wasn't in that time period. It was maybe a couple of years back. I gave an
Mm.
example of like a monk calling me from Thailand, and he read my article written 8 years back. Recently, that happened. And even I'd forgotten, oh, I had written that article, but I had written that article. So there was an action that I had taken, and that article was about my life. The article was, can you be spiritual and ambitious at the same time? I was going through that journey. When I wrote that, it was purely from my heart, as if I was writing for myself, telling myself, yes, I can be ambitious, I can be spiritual. They go hand in hand. And he connected with that because he's struggling with some. So when you really pour out your heart and soul from a place of, I didn't write that, oh, one day somebody would read it, and I just wrote it because I want to express who I am, how do I feel, what's going on for me, and people will connect with that. So when you write, for example, as coach, I always say, write, speak your truth, whether audio, video, blogs, articles, posts on social media. Express your truth. You need to do that because this is the way people will get to know about you. Don't limit yourself, but oh, I have to use certain language, certain algorithm, I have to do this, that. Don't go into all that frenzy. Just pour your heart. Yeah, make it relatable. That's important. I have sometimes written things where I just ask a friend or someone to check, and they're like, oh, this is going above my head, I can't understand anything. Then you have to, of course, add it. Make it simple so people will relate, people will understand, and they will connect. Like, what is it that you're doing? That part is important. Why? Because we have to look at how reader is also understanding what we are writing, because I'm writing my truth, but I'm writing it for someone who is reading as well. So all these pointers are important, very very important rather. And the foundation is, again, the energy, where it's coming from. Yeah, so
Yeah.
both of them go hand in hand when we walk through that. Yeah.
No, it's I think it's such a wonderful discussion we had, Saloni, which clearly gives the distinguishing like the energy that you're tapping into. Because if you're tapping into your own energy, which is of abundance, And if you're tapping into that, and from that space, if you are operating, that's when you start thriving. Else you're operating with an energy which is outside of you. Everything is outside of you. Obviously, it's not your energy, it's a limited source that you are talking about. That's where it's all shrinking mindset or survival mindset, correct? Yeah.
So, I think that will make a wonderful discussion for our next conversation. I know you want to talk more about abundance because I would like to talk about how everything that we desire, all our clients, all the wealth, whatever we desire is inside of us. Not physical,
Mm.
of course, but even the clients that you're desiring, that consciousness is inside of us. And when we align with that, those clients just show up. So I would say let's
Yeah,
wrap it here and continue our conversation on abundance. Take it further in the next.
yeah, absolutely. I think now I connect to it more in the way you're talking. Obviously, it would be great to have that follow-up conversation wherein how to really materialize things, which are also important living in this physical dimension or realm. Correct? Absolutely.
Beautiful. Wonderful. It was so much
Yeah.
fun talking to you. Like always, Ranjit, I love your questions and unpacking all them. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Saloni, for sharing all these experiences so that I can step into that space and understand what you are experiencing and how it looks like from there. So, thanks a lot. And I think let's connect next time more on the abundance topic and unravel it, unpack it more.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
everyone.
Bye.